The tech world just got a massive wake-up call, and if you hold Nvidia stock, you need to hear this right now. Google is quietly building something that could reshape the entire artificial intelligence hardware landscape, and most investors are still sleeping on just how serious this threat really is. We're talking about a strategic move that goes far beyond what Wall Street is currently pricing in, and today we're breaking down exactly why Google's in-house AI chip ambitions could be the biggest challenge Nvidia has ever faced. Let's start with the foundation. Google has been developing its own custom silicon for years through what's known as its Tensor Processing Units (TPUs). These are purpose-built chips designed specifically for AI workloads, and Google has been quietly refining them generation after generation. But here's where it gets critical: the latest evolution of this strategy isn't just about Google saving money on chip purchases. This is about Google fundamentally decoupling from Nvidia's entire ecosystem, and doing it at a scale that very few companies on the planet could even attempt. Think about what Google actually operates. We're talking about one of the most expansive cloud computing infrastructures in human history. Google Cloud, Google Search, Google DeepMind, YouTube's recommendation systems, every single one of these platforms runs on enormous amounts of AI compute. For years, Nvidia's H100 and A100 GPUs have been the backbone of these operations. But when Google builds its own chips tailored precisely to these workloads, it doesn't just reduce demand for Nvidia hardware, it eliminates it entirely from some of the highest volume AI computing environments in the world. And here's the detail that should really make Nvidia shareholders pay attention. Google doesn't just use these chips internally. Through Google Cloud, it offers TPU access to external customers and developers. That means Google isn't just cutting Nvidia out of its own data centers, it's actively competing with Nvidia in the broader AI chip market by offering an alternative to businesses who would otherwise be purchasing Nvidia-powered cloud compute. Every developer, every startup, every enterprise that chooses Google's TPU infrastructure is a customer that never touches an Nvidia GPU. That's not a minor revenue dent. That compounding effect, at Google's scale, is enormous. Now, some analysts will tell you that Nvidia's dominance is protected by its CUDA software ecosystem, the programming framework that millions of AI researchers and developers have built their workflows around for over a decade. And that's a legitimate point. CUDA is genuinely powerful, and switching costs are real. But Google has been systematically investing in its own software stack, including JAX, its high-performance machine learning library, which is optimized to run brilliantly on TPUs. The more Google pushes JAX adoption, the more it chips away at CUDA's stranglehold on the developer community. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. Google is not alone in this movement. Amazon has its Trainium and Inferentia chips. Microsoft is developing its own custom AI silicon. Meta is building AI accelerators. The hyperscaler rebellion against Nvidia dependency is accelerating, and Google is arguably the most advanced player in this space. When the biggest buyers of your product decide to become your competitors, that is a structural threat, not a temporary headwind. Nvidia is still an extraordinary company. Its revenue numbers have been staggering, and its technological lead is real. But markets price in the future, not just the present. And the future that Google is building, one where the world's most powerful technology companies control their own AI silicon destiny, is a future where Nvidia's total addressable market shrinks from the top down. The question investors need to ask themselves isn't whether Google's chips are as good as Nvidia's today. The question is whether they're good enough and getting better fast enough to fundamentally change the game. Because in the AI chip wars, good enough might already be enough.